So this is the first episode that I am recording with my 3-year-old home and up and active. So if you hear her moving around or talking, just she's adding her 2 cents into what she thinks about the case, okay? Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay, listen, we are on episode 9, right? Episode 9, which means we only have one episode left in season 1. But it's okay because I'm going to be right back with season 2, bigger and better. Everything is just going to be bigger and better. Like I said in the last episode, I am going to take a 3-week break, but I'm going to be back. That's all that matters. I'll be right back for y'all. In between, I will be having a Patreon so you guys can always see what's going on with behind the scenes and all the updates and even little special contests and giveaways. And also, I love y'all, okay? I love y'all. Just know I love y'all. Okay, on to the episode.
Warning, this video contains strong language and graphic photos. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Hooked. My name is Leanne, and if you're new here, Hooked is where we tell some true crime cases and do some crochet projects together. On today's episode, I will be crocheting me a do-rag because I've made 2 so far, and I really like them, so I wanted to make me one, because why not, right? And we will also be talking about the tragic death of Colleen. She was taunted, beaten, and stabbed. And after a large piece of asphalt was smashed into her head, she was killed. What happened to Colleen Slemmer and why? She was born in 1976 to Christa and Emmanuel Pike. Christa and Emmanuel did have a very toxic relationship. They were married for 2 years. They divorced for a year after Christa got caught cheating. They were remarried. They then remarried 2 years after Christa attempted suicide. An aunt said that as a baby, Christa would be crawling around in her diaper like through piles of dog poop. And even when Christa got news that her toddler was having severe seizures, she just wanted to keep partying and living her best life. Christa's maternal grandmother would be the one to basically help raise Christa. And Christa thought that her grandmother was the only person that loved her. But unfortunately, her grandma did die in 1988. And this is when Christa made her first suicide attempt at the age of 12 after losing her grandma. Now, I can understand this, honestly. Losing my grandma was probably by far one of the hardest losses I've ever had to deal with in my life, and I wouldn't say I tried to commit suicide, but it definitely put me in a downward spiral, like to the point where I was damn near drinking almost every single day, like just to not feel it, especially if you were raised by your grandma. That's a different pill to swallow, So I understand that kind of just put her into like a downward spiral, especially if that was someone that she considered was the only person to love her. That's definitely a very hard pill to swallow. So throughout Christa's teenage years, her living situation was very unstable. She was always a part of some kind of violence, whether she was the victim or the perpetrator. Once her mom's boyfriend even punched her in the face, which there were charges filed, but they were then settled, and she was living with her dad. Well, one of her step-siblings, a younger step-sibling, said that Christa molested her, which made her dad basically send her away. Christa also claimed that she was molested at several points in her life, but these allegations were never taken seriously because her family said that she was a pathological liar. And let's just say, there is a special place in hell for people who lie about stuff like that. Like, if you can really sit there and lie and say someone did that to you, and like knowing that would ruin their life, there's a special seat in hell that's just waiting on fire, just waiting for you to sit down. Don't make no sense. That's crazy. That's people that lie about stuff like that. It blows my mind. It's so wild to me. Like, why would you do something like that? Even though Christa was a pretty smart kid, her toxic and unstable home life caused her to switch schools a lot, which made her grades drop significantly. And in 10th grade, she was sent to a juvenile facility, And there she developed an interest in Job Corps, which was basically a government like program to help low income youth, basically by giving them career skills or vocational training. So, you know, if they knew what they wanted to do, it would help them kind of give them a career option instead of becoming a statistic, basically. In the fall of 1994, Christa attended Job Corps Center in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is no longer open. In her junior year, Christa started dating Tadaro Ship. We're going to just call him by his last name because I'm going to butcher that boy's name. So she started dating Ship. They together started having interest in the occult and devil worship. So, I mean, whatever floats your boat. I ain't want to judge. January 12th, 1995, Christa, Ship, their friend Shadola Peterson, I'm just going to call her by her last name as well. So, Ship, Christa, Peterson, and Colleen signed out of the dorm and proceeded to the woods where Colleen was told they were going to make peace. They offered to smoke some weed with her as a sign of peace, and upon arriving to the woods, Colleen started getting brutally attacked by Christa and Ship. And Peterson, she just kind of kept lookout, honestly. For the next 30 minutes, Colleen was getting tortured. She was getting stabbed, taunted, beaten. They even slashed a pentagram in her chest. Because, what? Because that's normal. What be wrong with people? Like, I be so confused. Where does your mind bring, like, I'm broken. See, it broke me. What? Christa then took a big chunk of asphalt and smashed it into Colleen's skull, killing her. Christa even kept a piece of Colleen's skull and started showing it around at school because, again, mentally disturbed. Has to be mentally disturbed. That don't even make no sense, especially if you trying to get away with what you just did. Crazy. Within 36 hours, the trio was arrested. The dorm logbook showed that there were 4 people that left the dorm that night and only 3 returned. The police even found the piece of skull that Christa was walking around with in her jacket pocket. After Christa's arrest, she soon confessed what happened to Colleen, but insisted that they were just trying to scare her and things got out of control. Because the thing that killed her was when you picked up that big ass chunk of asphalt and you slammed it into her skull. There were so many different, chances and opportunities for you guys to just be like, okay, we're done. This is enough. This definitely will scare her. But no, you took it a step further. You picked that chunk of asphalt up and you slammed it onto that girl's head, and it exposed her skull. Like, y'all didn't think y'all did enough. Just why? Like, because you thought she was trying to talk to your dude? Like, you don't got enough, I don't even know. Like, I'm broken. But, like, that should know. Christa was charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. On March 22nd, 1996, after just 2 hours of deliberation, she was found guilty on both charges. And about a week later, on the 30th, she was sentenced to death by electrocution for the murder charge and also 25 years for the conspiracy charge, which, honestly, the way they did that girl, she deserves death, and she should have died a while ago, or needs to be under the prison. That's my thing. Like, be under the prison or die at this point. Like, y'all really did a number on that girl. Like, that doesn't make no sense. Y'all really sat there and did all that to that girl. And she was only like 19. She had her whole life ahead of her. And on top of that, you don't even know for sure if she was trying to talk to your dude. That was hearsay. Like, what did he say about all this? Was he the one that told you that? Because if you ask Colleen's friends, they all say that she wasn't even looking his way like that. Like, it was never like that. She's just a nice girl and not a bitch. So she talks to people, but I don't know. Apparently, being nice will get you killed by a jealous girlfriend, I guess.
There's not a day go by and I don't think about Colleen or how she died and how rough it was. And I just want Christa down so I can end it, relieve my daughter so she finally can be resting. Honestly, my heart breaks every single day because I keep reliving it and reliving it. And I can't no more. And I want this to happen before I die. Otherwise, nobody will see justice.
While in prison, Krista attacked and attempted to strangle another inmate with a shoestring. She damn near strangled her to death. Krista was charged with attempted first degree murder on August 12th of 2004. She did have an inmate help her out, but that was alleged, and there was insufficient evidence against that inmate, so she was never charged. But my thing is, she killed someone in 1995, and here it is 2004, and she is still on her bullshit. Like, she don't need to be around people at this point. Like, she definitely, like, seriously needs to be under the prison. Like, don't need to be around nobody, or go ahead and carry out the death sentence, because she clearly don't know how to act around people at this point. That's what it seems like. I know she had a really hard childhood, and when it was very toxic and unstable. Again, I will always revert back to what the girls from Morbid says: feel bad for the child, not the adult. And I mean, you can't even say that because she was only 18. But still, like, I feel like there's only certain situations where you can blame the childhood, you know? I like I don't think this is a big this I don't think this is one of those situations where you can 100% blame the childhood. She had a lot of stuff going on, yes, but she still knew how to think for herself and knew the difference between right and wrong. And that is not what her childhood messed up for her. Krista even tried to escape prison with the help of corrections officer Justin Heafen and New Jersey man Donald Cohunt. Donald was a personal trainer who entered a writing correspondence with Krista in the beginning of 2011. By July of that year, Donald was making the car ride from Flemington, New Jersey to Nashville, Tennessee just to come and see Krista in person. Donald and Krista came up with a plan for her escape, and they used money to bribe Justin to help them out. Well, there was a tip that went into police, so their plan did not happen. They got caught before they could even put their plan into motion. Donald was arrested and sentenced to 7 years in prison, while Justin just lost his job because he cooperated with police after his arrest. He didn't get any prison time, which isn't really fair to me, but hey, I'm a mind my business on that one. Is still in prison now as we speak, and when she was sentenced to death, she was only 18, which made her the youngest woman in America to be sentenced to death. Well, guys, that was the tragic case of Colleen Slemmer. If you do want to see the finished product of my do-rag that I am making, you can always follow me on Instagram at HookWTrueCrime, on TikTok at HookWTrueCrime, and make sure you subscribe. I'll be here for you every Wednesday. So, of course, I had to show you guys there's a new member to the family. This is Midnight. Hi. He's like, girl, you gonna say hi? You say hi to the people? No? Are you gonna be on that podcast with me? Do you want to be my new co host? Maybe.